Welcome everybody to this BECoop webinar series. Today we are going to be in this fourth webinar speaking about and presenting the BECoop tools that have been developed under the scope of the project, the BECoop project, and they have been developed by Qplan and Circe, which we are here presenting them. For today's webinar, the presenters will be Nina Lubro from White Research, who are the coordinators of the project, Yanis Costas and Costas Dasopoulos from Qplan, and Sebastián Zapata and myself from Circe. The webinar is going to be recorded, so staying us here, give us your consent to record it, and it will be then posted in the knowledge exchange platform, along with the previews and the next webinars that have already been performed or that will be performed in the following days. We will also take some pictures of the event, so if you don't wish to appear, please turn off your camera. For the structure of the webinar, we will start with a brief introduction and an overview of the BECoop project that will be provided by Nina Lubro. And after it, we will explain the tools that are in the agenda, that are the following. In the first case, the self-assessment tool, which is an online tool that provides an evaluation methodology and a tool for assessing the status and future potential for bioenergy communities. Then we will continue with the toolkit, that is an online repository of existing open source tools, the market platform, which connects supply chain stakeholders, and then we will follow with the knowledge exchange platform, which is a pan-European repository of knowledge, tools and services in the field of community bioenergy heating. And we will finish with the network of interest, which is an international network for all actors of bioenergy technologies and energy communities. Finally, a wrap-up and the conclusions of the webinar will be provided by Mr. Yanis Costas. I would like to note also that after each one of the tools, we will give the floor for questions or doubts regarding their operation or their usefulness. So if you have any kind of doubt or you would like to ask something, please wait till we finish explaining each one of the tools. Any case, if you have a question throughout the webinar, you can also write it in the chat in any moment throughout this webinar. So this being said, I'm glad to give the floor to Ms. Nina Lubro for an introduction and overview of the project. So Nina, when you want, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jaime. Hello, everyone. Hello from my side, and thank you very much for joining the fourth webinar of the BECoop webinar series. So as Jaime said, my name is Nina, and I'm part of the coordinating team from White Research. And I would like to give you a brief, let's say, introduction of what BECoop does. So what do we do in BECoop? Well, this is a project that provides the necessary conditions for activating, for unlocking, let's say, the market potential of community bioenergy. And in our case, we focus on the heating sector. How do we do that? We mobilize people around and establish a better image for community bioenergy heating projects. Through our support scheme, we aim to reduce both the time and the budget required for the development of such initiatives. In more practical terms, our project employs market, social, technical, business knowledge transfer, and policy components. We have developed an inventory of supporting tools and services, and most importantly, we test them out in our pilot regions, where we explore the development of 4 new bioenergy heating communities, what we call BECoop BECoops. Our pilot cases in Greece, Italy, Spain, and Poland have their own specificities. They represent different framework conditions. They have different renewables penetration and different maturity levels in terms of community projects establishment. Through our explorations, our pilot roadmaps, and by providing our services to the communities, we end up with a complementary synthesis of evidence across the European Union. And that makes our project and the approach of the project quite replicable. Based on the results generated, the policy analysis and the lessons learned, we further ignite a policy debate on how and on the means by which community bioenergy can be promoted at all levels. Throughout the project lifetime, we have studied numerous cases. We've hosted several events for further engagement, and we have built several synergies with sister projects. Now we are at the stage where we take an extra step and we try to identify 8 follower cases to offer them our resources. I will get back to this towards the end of my presentation regarding the replication cases. Overall, I would say that in simple words, what we do is we try to make community bioenergy heating initiatives more appealing, aiming for a higher penetration of bioenergy heating technologies in Europe. So if we take a dive into the pilot cases in a bit more detail, we have the Greek BECoop whoemever ESEC, which is an already existing community that specializes in wood pellets, sawdust, wood residues, and aims at investigating how the existing pelleting plant can be used to expand the BECoop activities and combine them with the uptake of a local bioenergy heating community. So the new raw material acquired comes through the 3 different approaches. Coffee residues from local coffee shops, municipal prunings, as well as the agricultural residual biomass from the mountainous municipality of Lake Plastira. Then we have our Italian BECoop community, which operates in a mountainous area in northern Italy. The establishment of the Tirano Renewable Energy Community represents an interesting case for FIPER for demonstrating how existing energy producers can be connected to a bioenergy community through a shared production and consumption model. The project in Italy involves a number of local municipalities, as well as Valtellina, a forestry association, which has an important role in promoting sustainable use of forests, and Melavi Cooperative, which represents hundreds of apple producers and one of the most important energy and heat users in the valley. Going through our Spanish BECoop whoemever, Coiner, an already existing energy community specializing in solar energy and hydropower, played a significant role in helping local municipalities realize their plans for clean energy with the use of bioenergy. Goiner would like to expand their activities as well as develop, practice, and gain knowledge on bioenergy heating services. And then last but not least, we have our Polish pilot, OBS, a local municipality without any BECoop there. They're trying to explore the establishment of a new BECoop and aims at promoting the shift towards biomass fuels and bioenergy heating, trying to develop a simple logistics and supply chain process in collaboration with the local stakeholders. One of the main goals of the developed BECoop in Poland is to contribute to the reduction of energy poverty and pollution. So these are very briefly the profiles of our pilot cases. And moving on back to what I previously touched upon, I would like to say that we have shared, we've launched recently an open call aiming to identify 8 replication cases to help them implement the BECoop concept in their local regions. So in case you're interested in developing such an initiative and need some support in your first steps, or know someone who would be interested, it would be a pleasure to receive your application. I will post the link to the form right after this presentation in our chat. And now I would like to give the word to Sebas from Circe to continue with the presentation of the tools, starting with the self-assessment tool.
Okay, thank you, Nina. Well, my name is Sebastian. I'm from Circe. And as Nina said, I'm going to present the self-assessment tool. I'm sharing my screen at this moment. I think you can see it. So the self-assessment tool, as same as all the tools that we are going to present today, you can find in the website of the BECoop project. So if you enter in the website, you can see here all the tools that we have developed in the project. Well, in this case, this is the self-assessment tool. So if you enter, you will see the main page. What I have to say that the self-assessment tool, it is designed for an experienced users, what they want to assess the current status of bioenergy community. And also the tool provides recommendations in order to go forward. Here you can see the option to login, but also you can carry out the self-assessment tool without login. Obviously, if you login, you will have more functionality that I will explain later on. So let's enter without login in this trial at this moment. So if you enter in the tool, the first thing that you are going to see is the step that you will need to follow in order to carry out a self-assessment. So the first thing that you will need to select is to the resource that you are considering. We have included in the tool 5 different resources. After that, it will follow 5 questions about the resources, because the tool is worked through a series of questions and there are some answers. You have to click the one that better fits to your case. So after that, you have to select an activity. We have included in the tool 12 activities, which is divided in 5 main groups, which is logistics supply, biomass processing, bioenergy production, distribution and consumption, that will be said later. And there are questions associated to this activity, which are grouped in 4 main categories, but because what we want is to cover all the value chain. So we think it's very important to know the current status of the user engagement. So what kind of stakeholder do you need? And also the technical solution maturity of the activity that you want to develop, as same as the business solution and financial and social and environmental. So after that, let's say you can finalize the self-assessment and you will see the result, but also you have the possibility, because sometimes happen, to carry out other self-assessment of other activities. For instance, you want to do a logistics supply of forestry biomass, but also you want to do a district heating. So you can combine both of them and see the overall score. Okay. So this is the main description of how the tool works and the steps you have to follow. So if we enter, as I said, the first thing that we have to do is to select the result. Here are the 5 resources that we have considered in the tool, and also you have an info button. So in case you have doubts about what agricultural resources mean, you can click the info button and you will see all the different types of biomass that is included here. So let's click, for instance, in the forestry resources. And as I say, when you enter here, at the front, you will see the 5 main indicators that we have mentioned before, which is the knowledge of the resources, the user engagement, technical, business, and social indicator. And you will see the question, one question. Also, there are an additional comment just in order to give more information about the kind of information that we are asking, and you will see the answer that we propose. So you have to click in the answer that better fits to your case. So when you click in one, you will see the following question. So this is how the tool works, as you can see here. And when you finalize the question associated of each indicator, you have the option to continue, in this case, to selection to the activity, or even if you want, you can show the results. Obviously, when you finalize, you will see the result. But at this moment, since you have finalized, let's say, one indicator, you can see the results, which it provides the general score and the meaning of this score. And also, per each question, you will see the answer that you have selected and also the advice that the tool provides to you. Even in some cases, you will see a link just in order to go forward. For instance, you will click in the link, you will see more information, in this case, about the characteristics of the biomass that we have developed in BECoop. You can see here analysis and things like that, just in order to get more information. So if we continue, you have to select the activity. As I say, there are 12 activities. You can see here the logistics, the pellet which is generation. Also regarding the electricity and heat production, you have the district heating, cogeneration, biogas, the distribution and consumption. Also the info button, just in order to see more information about what is the meaning of everything, okay? So the methodology is the same. You click, for instance, in district heating, as you will see here, you are now in the user engagement indicator and you will see the question. And you click in the one that you feel more comfortable. And that's all. And you can move, you can show the result as same as we did before, but also you can continue to the following category indicator. So it works like that. So when we finalize and we arrive to the final, to the social and environmental impact, we have selected all the answers associated to each question, and we have the option, as I say, of submit the self-assessment or to select more activities. So in case you want to select more activities, you click here, and the tools tell you that you have selected district heating, so please select the one that now you are interested. For instance, if you have a district heating, and you can consider the distribution of the heat that you are producing in district heating. So you click here, and you can do the self-assessment as the same that before. So when you decide to finalize, you have here the button to submit, and if you click, are you sure that you want to submit? You click to submit, and you will see the final result. The final result is on Spider Net, in which you can see the main indicators with the score that you have obtained, and also a general score and the meaning of that. Also here, you can see the question associated, the question that you have selected, the answer that you have to select in each question, and also the advice and recommendation, as I say, for the resource and also for the district heating. And you have a general score. Obviously, if the score is quite low, you have a red color, and it's okay, you have a green color. Also, if you want, you can download the results. I mean, you have the result here, but for instance, if you are not logging, it's quite useful to download the result. You click in export result, and you will have a PDF which you can download and save in your computer. That is the main functionality of the self-assessment, but as I say, there are also other options in order to log in. So if we log in, I will introduce a password. You have the functionality to see the self-assessment that you have carried out, because it is saved automatically. Also, as you can see, sometimes it's required to do a self-assessment around 20-30 minutes. So if you don't have this time, you can save and you can continue later on if you are logging. Also, you can repeat the self-assessment that you have done later, and also you can compare different self-assessment in order to monitor, for instance, your product. If you enter here, you can see the self-assessment that are passed, and you can continue, and also the one that you have completed. As I say, for instance, you can compare in our case, for instance, in the pilot case of Spanish, we are developing, or we are analyzing, assessing the feasibility of doing a district heating based on local forestry resources in a small village, which is 100 inhabitants, more or less. So we did a self-assessment at the beginning of the supporting activities, and also we have done a self-assessment in the last day, because we are finalizing the supporting activities. So here you can compare the one that we did at the beginning with the one that we have now. So the blue color is the current status of this initiative 1 year ago, and the red color is the current status after following the recommendation that we provide with the tools, but also the supporting activity that we are developing in the project. So mainly this is the self-assessment tool. So I'm happy if you have any question to try to solve it. And if not, of course, you can contact me if you have any doubt when you are using the tool. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Sebas. So if we don't have any doubt, I will continue by presenting the BECoop toolkit. So I'm going to share my screen. You can see it right now, I think. So what is the BECoop toolkit? It is a repository of already existing tools that have been identified as useful for any actor present in the bioenergy value chain or in the energy community value chain. It is very important to note that these tools have not been developed by the project, but the toolkit has been developed by the project. This means that we have gathered them and put them together in a website that is meant to be a reference for the bioenergy and the community energy sector in order to access it when there is a need of different characteristics that we're going to see now. Also, some of these tools have been used in the accompaniment of the different BECoop cases that have been presented before by Nina. So I'm going to give you like some examples of which tools can be used and what are their final functionality. So the first step is how to access the toolkit. As in the same case of the other tools, we can go to the BECoop project website, and if we scroll down, we can access to the different tools. In this case, we click in the toolkit, and we will arrive to this welcome page where the toolkit is described as well as the project, and you can also find a short video explaining how to use it and how the functionality of the toolkit works. So the tools have been categorized in different categories. For instance, technical, business model, community model. These are the tools that have been identified as relevant in this scope. And we can also see two other sections that would be the self-assessment tool to access directly from here to the self-assessment tool that Sebas has just presented to us, and also related projects that are other European or non-European projects that are related to bioenergy or community energy models. So what can we find in each one of the categories? If we click in the technical tools, here we will find a series of tools destined to solve these kind of technical issues regarding, for example, the use of biomass, the allocation of biomass, different properties that can have biomass for its use as a fuel, or other tools that can help us calculate, for example, the associated CO2 emissions to the biomass burning process. So the technical tools have been classified under these 6 subcategories that we're not going to go into in each one of them because it will take quite a lot of time, but you can access it and you don't need to register. It's a free registration tool, so you can go inside and have a look at them. The second category would be business model tools. That would be tools related mainly to financial models and supply chain issues. Also policy databases or strategic planning for the energy community model. We can also find business model tools, community model tools that are focused on the management of a community and the communication among the members of the community and help to establish a democratic and a good communication model. Now it's not loading the page, but it's the same description. And it can also help with these management issues as well as decision making in democratic organizations. And finally, it has loaded. You can find the related projects that, as I say, are other projects related to renewable energies, energy communities, energy efficiency, circular economy, the use of biomass, etc. So here you can find other projects that are related to BECoop and that can be interesting. Maybe when I showed this page, for example, you can find that the tools here they are described with the name, a link, a summary, main objective, and the logo. You can also hit the link to go to each one of the tools, but you can see that the first one is green in a green color and the second one is in a white color. This is because we have created for some selected tools that have been used during the accompaniment of the BECoop cases. We have developed like a user manual with a lot of information regarding how to use the tool and what functionality can we expect from it. Okay, so some examples of tools that we have been using along the project would be Phyllis2, that is a database that helps to have some physicochemical or energetic properties of different fuels, not only biomass, but also non-renewable fuels. We can also see in Geographic Information System hot maps, which is a tool that can help us or has helped us to estimate the energy demand of, in this case, the BECoop cases. For example, in Spain, in this small village that Sebas mentioned before, we have estimated the heat demand in order to calculate the biomass supply that would be needed. And where are we going to get this biomass from? We have used the BioRace platform that helps allocate biomass in a geographical information system. This means that throughout a map, you can see what amount of biomass you have available in the surroundings of a selected location. Okay, so this is a quite brief summary of the toolkit. I don't know if you have any doubts. In case so, please ask me. And if not, I'm going to continue with the e-market environment. In any case, if you have doubts, as I said before, you can write them down in the chat and I will answer it as soon as I see them. So I'm going to continue with the market. You can also access it from the web page, just near aside the self-assessment tool and the toolkit, we can click it. It is important to note that we need to register in order to access to the e-market. So what is the e-market? It is an online platform that is intended to connect the stakeholders that are involved or taking part in bioenergy or energy communities supply chains. So it is meant to be used as a contact platform that will help boosting the local bioenergy supply and demand, mobilizing citizens around existing or new energy communities, or increase the feasibility of these communities. How? By identifying providers of technical, business, financial, or community model solutions or support. So it is meant to work complementarily to the support services that are currently being offered by the project and supporting the development and the operation of community bioenergy and heating projects. This is the landing page. As you can see, you need to log in. You can see the forgot your password, the typical things in these kind of web pages. If you want to log in, it is really easy. You just need to write the name of the company and the contact person, also the position in the company, and contact email and a password. It can also help you by generating a random password. It is also needed to accept the GDPR policy, and then when we register, we will receive an email that will validate our account. So I will log in my account to show you how the market environment is developed or has been developed. We can see that we have four boxes, four main boxes. The main section would be the e-market, and here is where the different offers or needs, the posts have been uploaded by the users of the e-market. So here we will enter in a minute and we'll explore what are we going to see and what can we find in its inside. Then we can see the suggestions box. When we upload an offer or a need, the related offers will be shown here. How are these offers related? By the different categories and filters that can be applied. For instance, the type of offer or the type of stakeholder or the country. Then we can see the messages box where you can check your message history. And finally, your profile where you can edit your information or change the password, update relevant information, and this kind of issues. It is also important to note that this add entry button is present throughout the navigation in the whole web page. And here we will be able to add a new post. we can select the type of post if we are offering a service or a product, or we are requesting because we need this service or this product, the date. Active means that if we want the offer to be shown or not, it can be hidden. And here we can just write the offer name and the description. We can also hit this checkbox to receive notifications by email if we have messages or there is some kind of interaction. In the area of action, we will select where we are offering or requesting for these services or products, the type of stakeholder which is directed to, or the categories that is related to. So when we hit the market button, let's suppose that we have created an offer, we will see a list of posts that can that have been already uploaded to the web page. So currently we are having like 80 people registered, and this will be more useful the more people that are registered in it. It is completely free to register, so I would like to encourage you to register and have a look at it. We can also filter the type of offers if we're looking for something specific. For instance, we can search for offers in, I don't know, in Greece of biomass owners, and we don't have any results, but we can show these different filters. Okay, and when we go to suggestions, we will see the offers or the posts that we have uploaded and the related posts that can answer to our necessity. In this case, we don't have any results. When you go to the messages, you will see the historic messages, and when you go to your profile, as I've said, you can edit your information, the social media, the description of yourself or the company you are representing, and you can also edit your entries. Here you can show them or hide them, you can edit them, delete them, or access to the messages. And finally, you can find also a button to contact us, meaning us as the project. And I think this is all from my side. Again, if you have any doubt, I will be really happy to answer it. And in the case that you haven't, I will give the floor to Costas to present the knowledge exchange platform. So thank you very much.
Hello, good morning. I'm going to share my screen. My name is Kostas Modasopoulos. I'm from Qplan International, and I'm going to present you the knowledge exchange platform, which operates as a one-stop shop for collaboration, information sharing, and knowledge exchange. In general, we can say that this platform is something like a pan-European repository of knowledge, tools, and services in the field of bioenergy community. And at the same time, it operates as an international network of interest for all the actors related with bioenergy technologies and energy communities. The main components of these platforms are the e-market environment, the self-assessment tool, and the toolkit, like our partners presented before. And now we are focusing on the knowledge repository, which is an online source of information across community bioenergy heating. We also have the other component, which is the observatory atlas, and this is a map of our identified bioenergy community cases. And we also have the digital space, which is the network of interest for fostering cross-regional networking, dialogues, and knowledge exchange. This is the knowledge exchange platform, and these are the three components developed by Qplan. And as I mentioned before, is the knowledge repository, the bioenergy community cases, and the network of interest. I will focus on the first two, and later I will give the floor to my colleague to present the network of interest. And now I'm going in the live demonstration of the knowledge exchange platform. As you can see here in the beginning, there are the three tools that our partners from CIRS presented. And here we have also the knowledge repository where we have 4 main categories. We have the BECoop webinars, and as you can see so far we have 3, but by the end of our project we will add more. We also have the policy recommendations, but this folder is empty because our policy road mapping will take place by the end of our project. We also have another folder about external useful reports, and here you can see reports from other European projects and other scientific papers that are related with the development of bioenergy and energy communities. And of course, we have a folder about our project deliverables, where here the users, they can click on the deliverable to read it online, or they can also download it as a PDF. Now I'm going on the second component of the knowledge exchange platform, which is our Atlas map. And as you can see here, we developed a map with the identified bioenergy communities so far. And here you will also see that the user has the option to filter these abilities in order to demonstrate the most preferable cases. As you can see also, we have identified so far 27 energy communities that are developing bioenergy initiatives, and we are planning to include more energy communities by the end of our project. Here, I would also like to mention that the users, they have the ability to register a new energy community by just giving us the most important information of it, such as the name of the organization, the year that was founded, the legal form of the energy community, the renewable energy sources that the energy community is being involved, the main focus areas of the community, its main actions in the energy market, and of course, the list of the potential renewable energy technologies, along with the most related financial sources on its creation and operation, and of course, the governance model. In the end, we will also need some other information like the country, the city of the energy community, the main area, the location, and the link. And when we will receive this registration, we will have a notification in our email. We will evaluate this case in order to verify if the registration is a real one, and if it is a real one, we will add it in our Atlas map. That was mostly what I would like to present you for the first 2 tools. And before giving the floor to my colleague Yanis to present you the knowledge of interest, I'm ready for any questions. Thank you.
Hello, can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Kostas. Thank you very much for that informative presentation. I wanted to ask if this platform, you can register only European energy communities, or can you also register internationally outside of Europe as well?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. BECoop is a European project. It is funded from Horizon Europe, but the scope of all the European projects are to expand the replication potential and also to create cross-border opportunities outside of Europe. So every energy community that is beyond the European border, of course, it is welcome. We will, of course, evaluate and verify that case in order to include it. But of course, we can include other energy communities that are not based only in Europe.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kostas, as we have a series of questions, can I pop in to complement a bit the answer you gave to Nikolai, and then give the floor to the other people that are asking a lot of questions, as I see by now. Well, this project, it is actually a Horizon 2020 funded project. As always, all these kind of projects aspire to help the European Union countries, but also, as is for sure the climate change and the energy transition are not exclusively European topics. They are by definition the most international items in our current policy agendas. All activities can and may include non-EU member states participants, meaning that we have here material that was developed mostly within the European Union countries. However, we are actually aspiring to share this on an international level, and we will welcome any kind of contribution coming from outside the EU. Mind you, the European approach is an open approach. It's an approach that serves the planet as a whole and not a divisive, let's say, approach. And because already we have to be bit, with the danger of being a bit arrogant, the knowledge and the know-how that has been developed in bioenergy technologies and in the energy community sector, I think is valuable knowledge that can be shared and should be shared, in my view, beyond the European borders. Now, there were a few more questions. I think, George, yes, the floor is yours.
Hi, Costas and Jens. Thank you for the interesting presentation. I was wondering, can you communicate with these energy communities on platform, or do you have to visit their websites and find information on how to collaborate with them? For example, if you want to become a member, or if you'd like to have an alliance or something else.
Hello.
That is a very good question, and actually, you managed, George, to showcase to highlight the usefulness of this map. Whereas you can identify a community close to you and then be able to contact them. We chose the avenue that you can directly see the website and go directly to their website or to the social media account, because there are cases in energy communities that they might not have initially a website, but they might have a social media account, and contact them directly. So we provide the info, but we have destroyed the middleman, so you can directly contact them.
Thank you so much. It looks very interesting to have all these cases together in the same place. It looks very useful. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Christina Luca, you have a question?
Hello to everyone. I would like to thank everyone for providing us with all this information. And I would also like to ask Konstantinos if communities with no relation to bioenergy are also involved.
Yeah, hi. Probably I didn't explain it very well. We are accepting registration of three main categories. The first one is about energy communities that are currently developing initiatives and projects related to bioenergy. The second one are energy communities that currently they don't have any bioenergy initiative, but they have a short plan about developing a project with bioenergy. And the third one are energy communities that now they don't have anything to do with bioenergy, but they will have a plan, and they have also a potential to include, to incorporate actually biomass innovation within their activities.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. We had excellent questions that really opened up the dialogue and provided us the opportunity to speak a bit in more details in questions that we might not consider to be important. However, it turns out that they are now. I think I have a problem with my I presume that you can see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. So I'll carry on the presentation of the Knowledge Exchange platform. Essentially, what Kostas presented is that the Knowledge Exchange platform is the arc. It's the place where we have already placed all the major accomplishments of our project, the e-market environment, the self-assessment tool, the toolkit, and also the knowledge repository, the bioenergy atlas, and these are the tools that we have developed. But what is the value of an ARC unless it has people on it? And there comes the network of interest, which is a digital space and a liaison structure that brings together various stakeholders from the bioenergy community sector together to populate the knowledge exchange platform, give essentially the network of people that can support or can benefit from the available material. Now, if you want to know more, and essentially this will be, let's say, the advertisement of this webinar to join this network of interest, you can click on the right-hand side of your screen at the network of interest, and there you have a few steps. In the first step, you get the basic information about BECoop. What is BECoop as a project? What is its aim? It will provide you a context, as very well Nina did today in our webinar. And then you will see the major, let's say, products, deliverables. I try to avoid the Horizon jargon and be as simple as possible. The tool that we have developed and the tools that we have gathered from all over the sector, put them in one place, and also we have at this place the digital, let's say, space for the network of interest, which we kindly to invite you to join. What is the role? Well, the role already said it, that you populate the members of the network of interest, populate the knowledge exchange platform, and at the same time have the opportunity to participate in thematic groups that are related to the bioenergy community sector. You can see here a list of the current thematic groups that are active and that were chosen by our consortium. I should say here that we are open to new suggestions, so they can contribute in these groups in their capacity. They can also participate in validation activities. We are a bottom-up initiative. We are doing iterative development of everything. So we go back to the stakeholders and try to see if they make real sense. And this is something we did with both the self-assessment tool. We did it with the toolkit, and we are doing currently with all our activities. And especially in this last part of our project, we will do it with the policy workshops as well, where we will invite the stakeholders to provide their insights, making sure that whatever we produce in the form of tools, in the forms of reports, in the forms of policy recommendations are relevant, are coming from actually the community, the people that are active or wish to be active in the sector. And as always, when you join a network, you have the opportunity to participate in networking activities, such as the matchmaking events that we are preparing, and also major brokerage events that will bring together the various stakeholders, trying to set up synergies and opportunities for either funding or collaboration, and also the opportunity to participate in the mentoring activities, both as a mentor or as a mentee. These are the benefits. At the same time, when you join a network, you participating in these activities, you also gain from their use. Now, what are the requirements? What do we ask for people to be members of this network? Well, expertise in community bioenergy or in energy communities, experience sharing what you have seen in community bioenergy and scopes. And the most interesting, let's say, criterion for being a member of NOI is actually an interest to participate, involve, or become a member of an energy community. So this is not a network that consists solely of people that are of high experience or high expertise, but also is a network of people that want to be involved and they want to benefit from what we offer. Participation is personal, so a member of NOI cannot ask somebody else to replace him in any kind of activities, and it would be, I think, would be nice to to share with you that this network is not like a newsletter where we'll send you thousands and thousands of email, but rather it's on your voluntary activity. And from time to time, once or twice per month, we'll send you information about the major activities. We'll try to streamline as much as possible the volume of emails to be sent. Here you can actually download the terms of reference, and then there is the declaration of acceptance for being a member of the NOI, where you put your name, you click here, agree and join. A consent form. Unfortunately, all these things are absolutely necessary to make sure that we do not do any infringement of your personal data. The three first choices are ticked already, because if you don't agree with this, essentially you cannot be a member of the NOI because you will not be able to participate. And a few more or other options which we kindly ask you to fill in as well. So it will you take full advantage of what we offer, and at the same time really help other members to do as well. Information. What is really important to see here that you can categorize, you can put yourself in a particular category, and give us also a bit more of statistical information. I would like just to point out the gender information that it gives us an interesting insight for the number of females that want to join our activities. You submit, and then you are a member. At the same time, you have access to our virtual forum, where you can see here there are topics open already for the thematic groups where you can join the discussion. I presume that a lot of you today are already members of the NOI and participate in the discussion. And also, you can check out or you can eventually become a member of our mentors group. Mentors are providing assistance to our pilot cases and also will be involved in the application cases that we are looking at this period. They are internal members of the consortium, but also we have external members from international institutions or other activities that are willing to provide assistance to existing or aspiring bioenergy communities. Well, more or less, I tried to be brief. I didn't want to overwhelm you with information, and I would welcome any kind of question before doing the wrap up. Yes, Prodromos, the floor is yours. What is your question?
Hello. First of all, great work on developing this platform. It was very nice. Yanis, you maybe said this, but I didn't ask correctly. Is it possible to add a specific topic in your thematic groups if I want to start a discussion or have a conversation about something that doesn't fit in the already existed topics? Is it possible?
Thank you, Brother. Yes, you're absolutely you have this possibility. How once you are a member of the forum, you can send us a suggestion, and we can open up initially a topic at the forum, the virtual forum, but also we can move even further to establish a thematic group and start a discussion and ask other people from the NOI to join the discussion. Already we have something like almost 100 members that are contributing to these discussions, and we are looking forward to adjusting the thematic groups that we currently have.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Yanis. So yes, first I will send you a message, and then you will discuss about the new topic. Okay. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions? At this point in time, you can actually ask a question to any other speaker or any other query that came up. Anyway, I can wrap up the discussion we promised to ourselves not to have a longer than 1 hour webinar, exactly because this webinar is not a lecture. It's actually a series of presentations to make sense of the tools you will find in the Knowledge Exchange platform and the BECoop website. Can I highlight a few things before wrapping up? The first thing is to say that the Knowledge Exchange platform is a platform, a website, a portal that will carry on and outlive the duration of the particular project. So all this material will be there for a longer period of time. Our aspiration is, and we have various thoughts that we are developing currently, is to set up exploitation plans for after the end of the project. So to have this community, both the material update to be updated, but also the structure, the network, to expand as much as possible. Energy community, and especially it's a proposal, an idea that its time is approaching us fast. It's an opportunity for the democratic transition for energy, and is a great opportunity to highlight and other valued and often forgotten renewable energy source like biomass, which can be incremental both to fight both to help us in the energy transition, but at the same time to support the development of rural areas, the creation of jobs at the local level, and provide another tool to fight energy poverty. In the beginning of this webinar, Nina provided the context of BECoop. We had showcases today all the various materials. We have showcased that this how we came up with all these tools. They're not tools that they were based on theory. We have 4 cases, different cases that give us valuable insights to develop these tools. And now we are in the process of asking for replication cases, aspiring, existing or non-existing, at least at the early stages of development of RESCOOP, of energy communities, that would like to use our help. So you have the opportunity by the end of the month to apply. We will welcome, and we are available to provide you more information for this particular call. And also we have the policy workshops that will take place at the national levels in Greece, Poland, Italy, and Spain, that will try to attract the contribution of various stakeholders, and then go forward with a pan-European policy workshop in Brussels sometime in June, where we'll set up a series of recommendations to the policymakers of our countries of the Union to ameliorate and facilitate the situation in developing bioenergy communities. Now, and you are welcome to participate in this. Please stay tuned. All the members of NOI and the receivers of our newsletter to make happy our dissemination manager, Marin, will get this information. Also, for the coming months, we have a series of webinars that are coming. We have already, and this is something that I forgot to show you, so I will go back here. We have already organized a series of webinars. The ones that already passed, you can view the recording. The recording is already, Costa showed you at a repository, which you can attend. And also you have the facility to post questions for the presenters that will get back through the forum. And also you have the opportunity to learn about upcoming webinars like the ones on the 24th of February on biogas plants, operation and design in terms of RESCOOP. Further down the road, we have one in district heating, business and finance aspects of RESCOOPs, and so forth. So stay tuned, and we have a lots of things that we consider to be of interest for you. Our kind colleagues, Sebastian and Jaime, presented these essential tools. These are tested tools Both a self-assessment have been used, as Sebastian showed, and also Jaime presented the e-market environment as a place of exchange for various entities on the network. I think these are very interesting cases. And also what is really important, sometimes we miss, we fight the fragmentation of resources over the internet and the results of various Horizon projects, and we put them here in one space for all of you. I try to wrap up. I'll stop speaking now because I can say so many things about this project and about all these tools. And I would like to thank you all for being here. Stay tuned and hope to see you in one of our next activities. Have a good day.